The Prime Minister of Italy is promising help for victims of a magnitude 6.0 earthquake, in his words, as soon as possible. The quake struck in the middle of the night, some 36 kilometers north of Bologna, and there have been several aftershocks. As of now, officials say 7 people were killed and dozens are known to have been injured, but the numbers could rise as workers make their way into ever more remote villages. Let's take you to Italy now for more on the earthquake. Journalist Barbie Nadeau joins us on the line from Finale Emilia in the north, in the hardest hit areas. Where have you been and what have you seen?
Well, there's just massive devastation in this once very pretty town. There's piles and piles of rubble. A beautiful medieval castle is now just a pile of rocks. The streets are blocked with the rubble that's fallen, terracotta roof tiles that have just cascaded down into the street. But there's just a constant, steady hum of aftershocks, which sends people running. Even though people are basically bedding down in their cars in the open piazzas or taking shelter in a tent camp that we set up, you just still have panic. People don't feel safe because the aftershocks are just relentless. About an hour ago, there was an aftershock of 5.1 magnitude, which is a serious earthquake. For a delicate area like this, it's vulnerable, and it collapsed the remaining part of a beautiful clock tower in this town. But the people are nervous. They don't want dark to come, which is we're about 2 hours away from nightfall here. It's raining. It's quite miserable, to be honest. And the civil protection authorities are doing what they can. But when night comes, it'll be harder to reach these areas that are a little bit more remote. So they don't feel that their job is complete by any means in terms of finding people who might still be trapped in houses, especially in the outlying areas.
There is still very obviously danger in the air, and there's death in the air. Here's what 2 survivors had to say.
At 6:30 a.m., he was due to return home. We didn't hear him come in, so we got worried. His brother started phoning him, but he didn't answer. We also tried the landline of the factory, but there was no answer.
His brother arrived at 6:35 and gave us the news. He told us, "Mom, Nicolas is dead." I was looking out of the window, telling myself, he will show up now. He will show up now.
He did not. Others have been found. But Barbie Nadeau, how many people are unaccounted for? Do we even know that?
No, the civil protection is not giving any numbers of that nature because, for the most part, a lot of these houses are country homes. They don't really know if people were here this weekend. The weather was supposed to be bad, but they come from Milan and Venice and these places to be in their country homes. They don't know that. There's no real census. This is a community that's a bedroom community of Milan. A lot of people commute from here to there, but a lot of people also spend their weekends here. So those people, tomorrow morning when people are supposed to show up at work, they'll get a better idea of just how many people are missing. There's also a heavy industrial area with factories that work around the clock, and that's why there's earlier casualties where mostly people who are working the night shifts at factories. There's also a lot of collateral damage. The 250 million euro worth of Parmesan cheese, for example, was destroyed when a warehouse collapsed. The Maserati factories nearby, and there's a lot of this is the heart of made in Italy in a lot of ways, and a lot of these these companies and businesses that work around the clock to produce the made in Italy brand name. But in terms of the people, the civil protection agencies, like I said, are not giving a number of the missing yet, but they've set up a tent camp and area hotels to house about 12,000 people who are displaced from this disaster.
Barbie Nadeau in the quake zone in northern Italy. Thanks very much.